I am Feel It.
And I am Fix It. And we talk about life.
And stuff and things.
With the occasional rant.
Which you will have no problem doing.
Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening or good night, whatever it is you're having right now. I hope you're having a good one.
Mm-hmm.
If we sound a little weird, it's just, well...
Agreed.
We just recorded, and just as we're getting to wrap up, the system crashed and we lost it all.
Yeah.
So we're doing it again.
So
we're going to rehash, sort of.
And somebody needs to look into a new computer, because this ain't gonna work anymore.
Yeah.
Kind of tired of all the things with the ancient computer.
Yeah. I've got one sitting right there.
Well, I could take a baseball bat to it right now and feel zero remorse.
Oh, sure.
So,
I have one sitting next to me that was built specifically to just be a recording computer.
Maybe you should look into that.
But it cannot be connected to the internet.
Okay, fix that. But we're not going to talk about that right now because we need to go back into all the other things.
That's why it still works. Is because it's not that it can't be, it's that it should never be connected to the internet. That's why it
I don't
functions.
think I have the patience to have that conversation right now because I'm not techie.
No.
And I don't really understand what you're saying. So is it a viable option or no?
Oh, it's for a recording computer, it works beautifully.
Okay, there you go with that, like, neurospeak.
No, the biggest problem with computers is that they constantly update, and the updates mess up things that used to work. It was a computer designed specifically to never be updated. It was made to work and work perfectly, and then you unplug it and never plug it back in again. And it will until the hardware fails, that computer will never give us problems for what we used it for. But it can't be used for anything else. It is just for that job.
How about you make that decision and figure all that stuff out?
Yeah.
That would be
I'm not
good.
saying it's necessarily a 100% viable option for what we're doing, but I know it works, or at least it worked. Worked well for years. It was the recording computer I had built specifically for the church.
I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't really know what you'd like me to talk about again.
Yep, doesn't matter.
All the things again?
Not necessarily all the things again.
Well, we can't 100% replicate it again.
Oh, no, of course not.
But did you want to highlight the crappy week?
Well, I mean, it was weak.
All the things weak. And...
we can... It's all new for whoever's listening, so, we can highlight. It's been another warm one. The week went by really fast, and at certain times it felt like it was taking forever, but it was over in a blink.
In the 90s for Michigan is incredibly warm.
Yeah,
it's causing drought conditions.
Yep.
So it's no joke.
Yep. We are down, I think they said, 6 inches? We're 6 inches below average for rainfall this summer, which is pretty significant. We're surviving, but, it is what it is.
We're not farmers.
We're not farmers, exactly. So we're okay. They might not be nearly as good. Let's see. Our dog had her surgery, and so we've been babysitting her, so our week is very...
Say babysitting, but she's our dog.
Sure, but usually we don't have to keep an eye on her to keep her from scratching at stuff.
And eating.
And chewing.
Eating her leg.
Yep, which she's been pretty good about. I think we got her through that hump. But it's going to start irritating the snot out of her hair probably in the next couple of days.
Might need some more trazodone.
Might. Let's see. We talked about our daughter experiencing her first accident. She's fine. The vehicle is mostly okay.
Drivable.
It's drivable. Got to put a new turn signal bulb in it and then try and make it look a little prettier. But she's good. It was an it's a long story, so I don't think we necessarily need to rehash that.
Well, I don't mind explaining it. I mean, if we're gonna talk about some of the same elements,
sure.
We're not going to get into all the details of the accident, but basically the other driver said she had a green. Our daughter said she had a green. The other woman kept changing her story.
Yep.
And there's no way that they both had a green.
Nope.
What is most likely is that she was delayed in completing her turn, or
well, there was a really big accident right near
which
it.
I was just getting ready to explain. Yeah. Yep.
And so everything that was going by that accident was being held up really bad. So at best, she started her turn when it was green and was under the bridge so long that our daughter's turned green and she didn't look, which is the one thing I will give her crap for as long as I can give her have the opportunities. Like, you always look. Always look. You
shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't have to. You never should have to. But at the same time, you will see somebody blow through a red light at almost every intersection every day. I've seen it so many times, it's ridiculous. It's like, blatantly, it's been green for a minute, car zooms through. Like, just assume somebody's going to be there, because if you don't, you're going to get T-boned. And as the officer said, yeah, dash cam, it wouldn't be a question. I'd look at the dash cam footage and go, nope, you were green and she's getting a ticket. But since neither side had a dash cam, which we have corrected, I haven't installed the dash cam in her car yet, but she also isn't planning on driving her car for a little bit, so it's like, I'm going to...
Well, she can't, so...
Yeah.
Doesn't have a working headlight or blinker.
It has a working headlight. It doesn't have a working blinker. As far as I know. But... yeah, the blinker thing could be a problem. It's like, anyway. But we got plans on getting that fixed up, so it is what it is.
Yes, our daughter had her first at-fault accident with no ticket, which means her insurance will skyrocket at the next renewal. But so will that woman's.
Yes.
So there's her reward for lying. Yeah, congratulations.
They deemed it, or the officer was writing it as both equally at fault. Awesome. Great. That's wonderful. Even though, but unfortunately that is where
I support police officers. I've spoken of that numerous other times. But that was a crappy call. When the woman is blatantly changing her story, and you are admitting to us that she's changing her story, how could you say that there isn't some possibility that woman is not telling the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Because to try to get out of the ticket, she said that the light delayed. Like there was no delay, like between the light changes. Like every traffic light has a delay, ma'am. Yeah, so I don't really know why you thought that would work after you didn't get out of getting a ticket by saying you had the green and she didn't.
It doesn't go from green to red. It goes from green to yellow to red.
Okay.
And yellow means stop. If you can say, I mean, the way that the traffic law is written is, if it's yellow, you are supposed to stop if you can safely do so.
Now, there was an accident, and there's a lot of congestion in that particular area, and it's hard to explain. And there were variables that if she'd just been honest, it would have been nice.
Yep.
But she wasn't, and it didn't spare her regardless, so hope she enjoys her insurance hike as well.
Yep.
Because it doesn't matter if she claims the accident. When the insurance runs for the check at renewal, hers will go up. Enjoy that, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Just as we will enjoy ours so much, because our 19-year-old will not be able to pay that. So, not looking forward to that. But, okay. Such is life. And she didn't go away in an ambulance and all the things that we can be grateful for. But that does not mean that I am not incredibly annoyed.
Nope.
That a grown woman, likely my age, tried to lie to get out of a ticket. And the officer let her. So, just a little bit of anger there.
Yeah, but again.
But, he's got his cool little body cam. So, everything that we said was recorded.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I hope you understand. No, not really, but does it matter?
I kind of do, but again, I'm like, She said some stuff that was blatantly false.
I don't know how any officer could have thought otherwise.
But, yeah.
But such as that is. And then yesterday we flew up, and not literally fly, but made a trip up north and back. Traverse City, of all places, and back, which is not a short trip, and not a short trip on a Friday night.
No. No, not even a little bit.
To see a close family friend who's in the hospital. We heard Thursday she was not doing well.
Yeah, with a very bad...
Very bleak prognosis.
Yes.
Yesterday, better than we thought she'd be, but she's certainly not out of the woods. So we did that, and that made for an incredibly long day. Mm-hmm. And I've had an incredibly long week but as fast as it flew by, I have not slept well any night, because as it is to have a dog in her condition, it is like having a baby, only I'm not having the hormone dumps to help me cope. So I'm tired. Our oldest is tired because she's also been helping me take care of her. And, of course, the weekends are never long enough.
Never.
Ever.
So if they just pay me to stay home, it would be so much easier.
Well, I don't know.
I don't have the
Don't
job.
know what your stay-at-home job would be, but you could figure that out if you wanted to.
If I could learn how to turn wrenches remotely.
I suppose.
Yeah, not there yet. We do not have that technology.
We also talked a little bit about, if we're going to try to have the same topics, of course not the exact same verbiage, or the same oomph for that matter. It would be nice to live in Traverse City again. It would. It's gorgeous. I miss it, but it is not the town that we left.
No, in no way, shape, or form.
It's not even the town we drove through a year ago.
No.
There are condos stacking on top of condos, stealing each other's bay views, and it's just wild. Wild.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was a Friday night in the summer, but holy cow.
Yeah, and you can pretty much count on that any night in the summer.
That traffic was amazing. Absolutely awful. And there wasn't even a lot of construction congestion in town like there was last summer, at least not that we dealt with.
No, it's just traffic. Yeah.
And it's not built for it. The town's not built for that.
No.
But the amount of tourism, the amount of individuals that are moving up there, and I would be fine in my industry. I would be okay. Yeah. You would not for the same amount of money, which was one of the reasons why we left. Just a reminder.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah.
Northern Michigan the industry is incredibly different. It's just not the same.
Yeah, manufacturing is almost, it's not non-existent, but it's not that prevalent. And I've got 30 years doing what I'm doing, and like I have a valuable skill set in the right market, and that market doesn't really exist up there.
To try to achieve your pay, you would end up being some type of managerial role, and that's not what you want. So
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I have the skill set even to do the job, but I don't know. I tend to sell myself short with certain things.
But I'd do it again. I'd go, I'd live differently, and I'd live in a different area.
We might be Traverse City adjacent.
Oh, no, I would live in Traverse City. Outside of town, but I would live there. Yeah, I would not drive an hour to get to work ever again. No. That's not happening. Ever. It might be spoiled right now, but with like a 15-minute drive, not even some days, but yeah, I would not live in the middle of nowhere ever again to have to drive in. Nope. Not doing it.
Don't blame you.
Which is Northern Michigan.
Driving an hour in that every day?
No.
Oh, forget that.
No, that would be just as bad as trying to get downtown here.
Yeah, no thank you.
And as I said the first time we did this, sometimes I forget that we are in a tourist town, because it does have its own very, very large tourist draws. The John Ball Zoo, Frederick Meyer Gardens, Van Andel Arena.
Yeah.
DeVos Hall.
Yes.
There's the Gerald R. Ford Museum,
Mhm.
Grand Rapids Museum,
Mhm.
all of downtown.
Yep.
That is a draw.
Yes.
Very large universities. We have
Mhm.
several.
Yes. Some pretty good schools. Yep.
And then we are next door to Ottawa County. Grand Haven, huge draw. Holland, huge draw. South Haven right now is a Blueberry Festival. They have all kinds of different festivals and things. We're within an hour of some major tourist draws. And you feel that. You feel that with every weekend traffic if you need to go anywhere real. Come, Wednesday, Thursday, you're feeling that some weeks in the summer. But it's a different way of life here than it is up north. And I took it for granted. I can't speak for you, but I took it for granted.
There are definitely some things I miss.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
And I could live a simple life. All the things are there. They have a Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
They have a Menards.
They do.
Not sponsors.
Not sponsors.
They have a Meijer. A larger Meijer than they used to.
Yes,
not
much.
a sponsor.
Huge.
Yeah. They still have the mall, and it's not as great as it used to be. And then they still have all the restaurants, and they have a Costco, not a sponsor. They have the things that we care about.
Yeah, because sometimes you need a 20-gallon jug of olive oil.
They have a Hobby Lobby, not a sponsor.
Yep.
They've got the things.
They got a Great Wolf Lodge.
Not a sponsor. But they have the bay.
Yes.
They have a gorgeous view.
You got the bay. You got Old Mission Peninsula. You got the lighthouse out
gorgeous.
there. Yeah, it's...
Now, Old Mission isn't what it used to be either, but it's still gorgeous.
Yes.
They have Northwestern Michigan College, which my alma mater, yours as well, technically.
Yes.
I mean, you don't. It's alma mater if you don't graduate.
That's who my degree is through.
I mean, I am an alum. Oh yeah. Well, oh yeah.
Yeah,
you transferred.
my
That's
associates
right.
is.
That's right.
I had to get my last couple credits down here, then transfer them up to do it. But
I was just thinking earlier today. I need a new sweatshirt. I mean, mine are like 25, 30 years old.
Sure.
Might be time.
Sure.
I'll do it.
All
I
right.
also need to make my own sweatshirts.
Okay.
Daughter needs to fix my logo so that I can order sweatshirts.
We will have to figure that out. Okay. All right.
What?
Nothing. Just
Northwestern or mine?
Yeah, both. The college one will cost you like $80
I don't
because it's
think
a
so. Probably like 30 to 50.
50. I'd almost guarantee it's 50.
I'll look into it.
Because you're getting it through the college bookstore. A 25.
Now you're gonna make me look.
Now a 25-cent pencil is freaking $5. So
Stop.
it's a college bookstore. You buy the book on Amazon for $20 or buy it at the bookstore for $180.
Oh, I think I like this. Hold on. These are 40. Yep. Oh, they say hawk owls. I don't want that. No offense.
No, not at all. But anyway.
Okay, so you're right. So they're expensive, but they're not 80. Anyway, I already had it open. I just really hadn't actually scrolled through it. To be totally fair. So I thought of it yesterday and then didn't get a chance to really look at it. So, long week, went fast.
Yeah.
I would say it was just
some stuff for a week that went by really fast. There are parts of it that just took forever.
Sort of.
And some long nights.
I've got more coming.
Yeah.
Because I'm at home all day with the dog. Or all night with the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. She gets her stitches out the day before my surgery. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
Just as she's able to really start taking some walks again, I'll be taking steps. Just steps around my neighborhood.
Yeah, you will
starting all over again.
Yeah, you will not be walking her. At that
Loving
point.
that all over again. I actually can't stand it, and it makes me angry. But people ask me if I'm worried. I'm not worried. I'm not scared. None of that. My clients know, and they'll ask. And if they ask, I'll answer as honestly as I can within some ethical reason. You know, and the biggest question I'll get is, are you nervous? Are you scared? No. I've had abdominal surgeries. I've had, major surgeries. I'm not worried about it. You know what I hate? I hate the recovery.
Yeah.
I don't tell them that entirely. I let them know I don't particularly care for losing all of my abilities. I do try to work out, be active. Just being able to go to the grocery store will be a pain all over again. And I am not looking forward to that. Don't enjoy that. And this will be my fourth go around of that in 2 years. So, not a fan.
Not a fan. No, not at all.
Nope.
But at the same time, on the other side of that, the goal is better.
I don't know. It has been so long since I have not had some abdominal pain or discomfort. I think it's going to take me a minute to get out of the surreal stage once I'm actually into recovery. And then, as you read about organs being taken out, and it does not matter what organ, phantom pain is a thing. Yep. And I'm here to tell you that's a thing. So I imagine there's going to be a little bit of an adjustment with that, but I don't know, how long this has really been plaguing me. I know at least a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
So
we'll
see.
Yeah.
But I do not care for the recovery.
No, not at all.
Not to be able to do my laundry, and this is one of the reasons I hate having the laundry downstairs. I hate not being able to go to the grocery store. I'll have to get my wheelie bag out again to work. I won't be able to just have my backpack. Yeah, just that kind of stuff. It sucks, and I don't care for it. So, yeah.
I understand.
And then my dog. Do you? And then my dog, she can't just start going gung-ho, but I won't be able to help get her going again.
Nope.
Somebody else will have to do that diligently so that our dog can do more than just walk around the yard to go to the bathroom. And she did do some solar powering today.
Yep. She charged her batteries, made her happy.
She felt like being out there for a few minutes, and that was nice. That was cute.
Yeah, in her bright pink t-shirt and sitting in the sun.
Yep. She wears her t-shirts. I
Yep.
don't know if she really needs them, but I think they just kind of help protect and.
Yeah, she can't accidentally scratch the stitches on her chest or her back, front leg. So.
The back leg's exposed. But...
Yep. And she's always had trouble reaching those. She's too meaty.
And if she starts to lick it, I think she figured out we've put the donut on her, and she doesn't like the donut. She does not like being restricted.
No, she does not.
There's a couple times we had to stick it on her, but then she gets all whiny and angry, and
she's a big fan of her autonomy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm also a big fan of you keeping your stitches in your leg. So I woke up the other night and our daughter was reading, and she's been in bed with me, sleeping with me to help, so I can sleep, right? Because Dory has her habit of sleeping with me every night. And it was just more comfortable on the couch. So I just told our daughter, I'm like, yeah, just sleep with me. It's fine. Well, she stayed up reading the other night, and I woke up to Dory licking her leg. And I'm like, girl, did you not hear that? That woke me up. Sorry, I was into my book. Yeah. Come on. Girl, that's what you're for right now. You got to do this. And God, she didn't eat her stitches.
Nope. Not yet. Give it a week.
Long. Yeah,
that's
week. Not really funny.
They're getting pulled out in a week, so.
Yep.
So if she wants to, then, all right, whatever.
Just another week.
Yep.
Just another week and no sleep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, it's like having a toddler again.
Mm-hmm.
It's always like having a toddler, but...
A little worse.
Yeah. The joys of pet ownership.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
We should find out soon the biopsy results. So we are still hoping that it was just isolated tumors.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that this will all be worth her recovery.
Mm-hmm.
We do not talk otherwise.
Nope.
But okay.
She is a cute, adorable little muscle head, and yeah.
If you would like to transition into the topic you chose.
Sure, we can.
Okay. So, you wanted to talk about a concept.
Yes. Well, the idea of modeling in the psychological parlance, anyway, because we've brought it up and discussed it in varying ways at different topics over the course of the last, probably the entire time, actually. The idea that you are a role model for your kids and for people around you, but primarily children, in ways that you don't think about. It's not just the stuff you want them to learn. And the monkey see, monkey do kind of concept. Just wanted to get into how deep it actually goes, because a lot of times we think about it in the big things. And it's not just in the big stuff. I mean, it's in the big stuff, but it's in all stuff. And it's almost as if the things you don't want them to learn are the ones that they pick up the fastest. Your negative behaviors, your negative traits. I think there's a reason why your toddler picks up swear words, hears it once, and it's their favorite word for the next couple of weeks. It's like, because it's the things you don't want them to pick up are the ones that they gravitate towards. It's kind of weird because we've already talked about it, so everything sounds familiar, and it's really weird and kind of strange.
Oh, I'm really
to be doing
annoyed
it again.
right now. Mm-hmm. I'm really annoyed. But I am going to read the AI overview, the Google AI overview, not a sponsor. How it just collectively grabs information, and it's a good enough
Sure.
definition, right? In psychology, modeling, also known as observational learning, refers to a learning process where an individual learns a new behavior or modifies an existing one by observing and imitating another person, and in parentheses, the model. This process does not necessarily require direct instruction or reinforcement, but rather the individual observes the model's behaviors and its consequences, then attempts to replicate it. As we talked about, I mean, that's speech patterns, behaviors of all kinds, movements, like,
Yeah.
what's the word?
Quirky mannerisms. Yeah.
Mannerisms. There we go.
The
That's
way
what
you
I'm
wear
looking
your
for.
hat,
So it's not necessarily just decision making, so to speak, right?
No.
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 I had said, and I've talked a little bit about, my dad always yelled.
Yes.
Right? So for me personally, I'd always said I was never going to be a yeller. And what did I do? I yelled.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I latched on to the idea that needed to stop, and I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Right? It was because that was parenting for me.
Mm-hmm.
So we learn pretty much every aspect of our lives from our parents.
Yes.
Or whomever is raising us, whoever that large influence is.
Yeah. Well, and
so it's the everything about you.
Yes. Well, I think I recently, and I'm just using a number, but like 3/4 of what you learn as a human being happens before you can talk. I mean, and you pick up almost all of that just through being in the presence of people doing things. It's like you learn how to walk by seeing other people walk and figuring it out. But you're not cognitively doing it. It's subconscious learning, mimicry. Your brain is observing and creating pathways to duplicate that behavior. And, the yelling thing. You know what you said. It's like, I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to yell. And then you yelled. Like, and then you were like, why am I yelling? And it's the idea that you've foundationally, before you were cognitively active, that yelling was part of what was going on.
Oh,
So you
it's
had
just everyday life, man.
So you had that subconscious foundation of learning, which is a big chunk of how you interact with the world is that subconscious level, and you had that conscious level of I'm not going to do it, and then you were tired and you were stressed and life and screaming kids and things happening, and you're emotionally compromised, and that cognitive part is no longer active. The foundational stuff kind of reared its ugly head, and then you got to deal with that. And which is a good argument for counseling, is when you get past the cognitive and you get to the foundational, let's figure that out and deal with that.
I have a few clients right now. I mean, it is legitimately just understanding some of the hurts from their parents, not passing it on to their children.
And the thing is, you've got to consciously make that decision to find those things, to understand what they are and where they came from, and then do something about it.
Yeah.
It's like, there's the, I think we all have the desire to be better, but we don't always understand what that means. It's really easy to say it needs to be, I'm going to be better. Well, what do you mean by better? In a lot of ways, it's modeling better behavior, behaving better than what, or acting better than what you think your parents did or than you were before. But one of my points that I want to make is it's not the stuff that you're intentionally modeling or the intentionally doing. It's the unintentional stuff in your day-to-day life that is also being observed and absorbed and synthesized by, in this conversation especially, by your children. Even before they can walk and talk, as long as they can see you do things, they're picking up things. And even if you don't do things around them, they learn from that too. It's like there should be, they learn that there should be a separation between us. It's like everything is modeling something.
You had some bad years, and children were too young to really remember that. So you brought it around before they would remember.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, it's been more of an intentional change in how you handle your weaknesses. We'll say
Sure.
Your neurodivergent weaknesses.
That's fair.
Your temper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have my moments.
And we have gone out of our way, and it really hasn't been so difficult to model good relationship for them.
No.
Even given those weaknesses.
Yeah.
Because I do not always have patience for the temper.
Sure.
That makes no sense.
Sure.
And I do not always have the energy or the words. And as they got older, they realized that. But as they got older, they also realized their own struggles.
Yeah. Well, and we've also ensured that there's a line of communication. I've mentioned this story before. It was like, I'm having a really rough day and got these little kids running around, and it's like, okay, you know what? I'm really close to losing my crap here. Like, hey, you know what? Hey, hey, little person, I'm having a bad day. I'm kind of mad. And it has nothing to do with you. It's not about you. It's me. Could you go in your room and play for a little while? Okay. And they went off and played, and I had some quiet and some time to process and calm down. But that in and of itself was modeling a healthy behavior. It's like, okay, this isn't about you. This is about me. It's like, my anger is not you. Like, it's communicating feelings and expressing their part in it. In this case, no part. And then a healthy way of dealing with the aftermath. It's, when they were younger, there was an incident at a family member's house and kids got in trouble, and a little while later heard the whole story and was like, you know what, you shouldn't have been in trouble for that. I apologize. I'm sorry. I was wrong. That wasn't on you. It was my mistake. It's like, you're fine. You go on and do what you need to do. Go play. Go have fun. And our friend at the time was like, I can't believe you just did that. It's like, what? Apologize for my child when I was wrong? She already knew I was wrong.
Yeah.
She already knew that. Even if she wasn't going to say anything, she knew I was wrong. And if I don't apologize, then she's going to learn that she doesn't have to apologize. It's like, no, I made a mistake. I misunderstood. I didn't get, however the situation arose, but it was like, she made a mistake, or I made a mistake. I owned up to it and I apologized. I tried to make it right. So in the future, when she makes a mistake, she'll own her mistake and try to make it right.
That would be the best, most appropriate thing to try to
and
model for our child. Yeah.
Exactly. And having patience for people. And it's like, okay, this is where they're at. This is what they're dealing. You don't know everything that they're dealing with. You can have patience for the moment until you know more. But again, it's not the things you intentionally want to teach them. It's everything else that you don't think you're teaching them. I recently, in one of these we did, I brought up you tell your kids not to lie, and then the phone rings and it's, oh, your mother-in-law, and I don't want to deal with her. So like, tell her we're not here. You're telling your kid not to lie, but at the same time, it's okay to lie to certain people.
That's very, very common.
That's a crazy common one. Actually, I did.
Like, there's kids are supposed to be able to differentiate.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry.
No.
It's like, it's either, no, you don't lie, except when I tell you it's okay to lie. It's like, that doesn't make sense. Or, I can't lie, but you can. That's not fair. That doesn't make sense.
A kid is going to know that is crap.
Yes. But, you don't think about, that's a really common kind of thing to do. We're not home. Okay. Well, you just showed your kid it was okay to lie for certain people. Well, then what happens when you become one of those certain people? You're going to be upset about it. It's those little things like that, the incongruities. And we all have them. We're all full of little things that just doesn't make sense. And we have to deal with those as they arise. But it's all of those little things. Being honest when it's going to hurt to be honest. When you have every right to be angry and you give grace.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you're generous, when you don't have anything, but you're still generous with what you got. The time you help your neighbor, they call the cops on you because your dog is barking. It's like that. It's like you all of that, whether you intend it or not, is being picked up. If you're having an argument with your spouse, how you interact while you're in the midst of the argument is being picked up, whether or not you think they are or not. They could be on the other side of the house. If they hear part of it, they know something's going on. Kids are crazy perceptive, and they absorb everything. So if you're disrespectful in the argument, that kid is going to be disrespectful in theirs. And
they are listening.
They are listening. They hear it all. They hear more than you want them to, anyway. And so I keep telling the kid this, and it's like, okay, you keep telling, and they just don't listen. Like, no, what you're saying and what you're doing hasn't matched, so neither one has any value to them. Well, and that I don't want to make it sound like it's only what you do, and it's like a parent is 100% responsible for everything and every aspect of their kid's behavior. That's not true. But the foundational lessons are up to you, and you're teaching lessons you don't want to teach, and you have no intention of teaching, but you're teaching anyway.
Whether we know it or not.
Yeah, especially when you don't know it. That's when they seem to learn the most. There is, every human being is 100% unique. They have their own physiology. They have their own genetics. They have their own perceptions and viewpoints and mindset, and everything that they observe gets filtered through all of that to create their opinions and their actions and their behaviors. But it all starts somewhere, and a lot of it is, a lot of it starts from the simplest little things, like, are you a servant to your spouse? Are you kind to your spouse and your neighbors and your family? And sometimes the model that you have to do is an unpleasant one. Because there are times when the healthiest thing you can do is hurt somebody. Not necessarily that's the goal, but there are times when you have people who are just massively toxic in your life. And they could be close. They could be really close family members, but they bring they decrease your peace. They decrease your quality of life. They do nothing but bring harm to your existence. Sometimes you have to close the door on that relationship. And it's going to hurt you, and it's probably going to hurt your kids, and it's going to hurt them. But it's the healthiest thing that you can do for them, is teach that there's a healthy way to. It's like, we're not putting your health, mental, spiritual, physiological, psychological health. It's like, your health is more important than this temporary inconvenience and pain. Kind of like, the surgery, ideally, when the surgery's done, it's going to hurt. The surgery's not going to feel good. The recovery's not going to feel good. But on the other side of that is a healthier place. And
so I'm told.
So you're told. And that's the point of doing it. So, it's like, let's hope that's how it works. But it's how you handle those situations. You can talk about how you should handle those situations, but if what you're saying and what you're doing don't match, what you're doing is more times than not what matters. The monkey see, monkey do. Like your actions speak more louder than 1,000 words.
What prompted you to do this as a whole concept?
Well, I mean, like I said, we've brought it up on a number of occasions. Talking about parenting and all of that. But we've got, there's situations around us, all around us, on many fronts. Friends, co-workers, friends of friends, kids' friends, all of it, where you see certain behaviors that are just, these aren't healthy. They're not healthy for you. They're not healthy for your situation. They're just not a good idea. Why? And then you look at their family and their family history, and sometimes generationally. Oh, I get where you got that. You have the ability, but you're at a place where you can cognitively change that, and they're not.
And they're not.
And they're not. And it's like your mom is making all your decisions for you.
Oh.
You're an adult. Why are you making, it's like none of the decisions that, when you're a child, your parents make your decisions for you. Ideally, as you get older, your parents defer to your judgment. In as many cases as that is safe and healthy to do so. As we've talked about before. The whole part of the, functioning human being kind of thing. But, and you're like, oh, why are you doing that? And then you look and you go, oh, she's deferring to her mother's behavior, even though it's 100% not what she wants. Oh, and where did that come from? Oh, well, she deferred to her mother, even though it wasn't anything that she wanted. Like, oh, generationally, they modeled this behavior that mom makes the decisions for the rest of my life. I don't get to argue with my mom about my life. Like, oh, I'm looking at multiple generations of that. Oh, yeah, well, that explains why you're in this situation. Now, what are you going to do about it? Or in, uh, this is a different one, somewhat. Like, okay, all right. It's like you're involved with a guy that's got kind of a temper, and you don't like it, but you're still with him. Oh, well, why? Because we all have the ability to be angry, and we all have tempers, and I'll own mine.
Your daddy has a temper too.
Yeah.
And you're just used to like chaotic, toxic behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Well, you can be angry and not be. Nothing wrong with anger. It's what you do with the anger that's the problem. And that's the part we got to work on. Anyway, well, I know I'm always working on that. But you look like, oh, okay. You got involved with a guy that has anger issues because, oh, look, your dad has anger issues. Well, why did your mom get involved with a guy with anger issues? It's like, oh, well,
her dad did too.
Because her dad had anger issues that he didn't come to the other side of until later in her life. So you got generation after generation after generation of getting hooked up with guys with anger issues. Well, did you like that about your dad? No. Then why are you looking for it? Well, it's because that was her, this is one of those stereotypical kind of statements that, depending on the group, I could get, canceled for. But, like, stereotypically speaking, a girl's father is her role model for what to look for in a spouse. And and how she is expected to be treated is how her mother is treated. And vice versa. A guy's role model for what a wife should be is his mom. And how he should treat his wife is his role model is his father. So if that isn't healthy, especially in the early parts when they're little and you don't think they're paying attention, because that's when that foundational understanding occurs, then you got to overcome that. And hopefully you overcome that before, you get to the next generation and carrying on that crap. And unfortunately that, isn't always the case.
Yeah.
But, and it all is kind of there and on my mind because of those situations like that. We keep seeing it. We keep pointing it out and go, oh, look, yeah, that makes so much more sense now. And now what are we going to do about it? Oh, great. There's nothing I can do about it.
Nope. Sit and watch.
Sit and watch and go, well, we're here if you need us.
It's very frustrating.
It is.
But I can appreciate why you would want to talk about this in a different way and more.
Yeah, try to focus on it instead of just using it as part of a overall talk. And like I can safely say I haven't done it 100% right. I can tell you that right now. Haven't. I have worked very hard to be better. And I think in a lot of ways, I've tried to leave a good cushion for when those issues do happen and cause our kids to stumble, that they have a softer landing. In part, it's like I've told them, I guarantee I got some stuff wrong, and I'm sorry. And if something comes up in the future, and you can look at me and go, that's where that came from, and I don't know, like you call and we'll figure out what we got to do about it. And I've made a point of, if I goof up, I apologize. If I do something good for him, it's like that's covered too, Try to model the healthy way of dealing with your failures.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Very much.
And understandings like, we're flawed. And
sometimes it's trial and error, but moving forward is always better than not.
Yes. How that, again, the philosophical movie of Tommy Boy. You're either growing or you're dying. There is no third direction. I guess in part I could say it's never too late You can always be better. But in the process of getting better, anybody that was affected by your not being as good as you could have been, you need to kind of own that too. Not as I am now your excuse for all of your crappy behavior. It's, I think I can see where some of that behavior came from. Let's figure out what we got to do to fix that. It's like, I'm not responsible for your decisions, but my behavior may have planted the seeds that brought you there. It's like, you did your things to make it sprout, but I think I put the seeds there in the first place. You can always be better. And sometimes you need a disinterested third party.
Sure.
You bring in a professional. There's nothing wrong with that.
I help people have different perspectives all the time.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes you just need that person to sit. You just need. People are very rarely ever themselves when a stranger's in the room. But at the same time, they tend to be more open to actually talking about crap because they have a witness.
Sure.
So it increases the honesty, but decreases the likelihood of an outbreak. I don't know if you as a professional, I don't know if you've seen that to be the case, but in conversations as the third party in a non-professional manner.
Sometimes people just tend to be more honest and open and regardless.
Mm-hmm. Well, in part, if you're seeing a counselor, you think it's like you're there because you want to be. So, and you understand that honesty is, price of admission, I guess. However,
something like that.
Well, I think in the one thing I think that everyone would be better served is if you're always showing, always moving forward. Your kid, you're going to mess up as a parent, and you're going to make mistakes as a human being, and the people around you are going to see it. But I think the most beneficial thing is in the process of screwing up is you're striving to be better than you were before.
That should be the goal, yeah.
But not hiding that fact. Like, hey, you know what? I'm a little bit weak in this area. I'm working on it. It's like, I'm sorry that I'm weak in this area, and I'm working on it. And not just saying it, actually doing it. Because as I said, it's
actually being sorry.
Yeah, it's the doing. It's the doing. It's like they will see you doing something. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. But seeing someone in action, actually modeling the behavior is worth more than a lecture. The dog's trying to escape.
She is.
And every time she touches the door, it closes a little more.
I'm trying to get a shot of her, staring at the door to will it open. There we go. I got it. Okay, now I'll open the door.
The dog is lovely. It's fun. She's a trip.
We're going to call this one early.
Yeah, I think we've got to call this one early. It's been, as I said, things goofed. The system crashed. Bad things happened. I thought I was able to save some of it, and it just all wiped. And so, yeah, I think we'll call it just a smidge early. It's still about an hour, so we'll call it good.
Okay.
Just wanted to say, though, you need to be, as a parent especially, you need to be aware that every action you take, not just the words, not just the ones you want to make sure your kids see. It's like the idea of a good work ethic and responsibility and all of that, very important. The conscious things that you want to ensure that you demonstrate, but it's on all of the other little things. the way you talk to them, the way you talk to others, the way you handle your coffee cup. The way, if you hold hands with your wife at the store, your kids are going to pick up on that too, even more so than the stuff that you want them to. So you want them to become the best versions of themselves, you have to show them how to be the best version of yourself.
It's true.
And the best version of yourself, ideally, is the person you'll be tomorrow.
Okay.
If you're always striving to improve, then the person that you are tomorrow is better than the person you were today.
Okay.
And the person you are a month from now is going to be way better than the person you were yesterday.
It's very philosophical. Okay.
Sure, I do that.
You do.
And again, in the practical sense, live your life how you want your kids. I heard somebody say, I want to become the person that my dog thinks I am. And I think live your life like you are the person that you want your kid to be. Or your kid to think he is. I can't talk.
Yeah.
I've been talking for 2 hours.
Because it's been a minute. That's why.
Live your life like you were the person you want your children to think you are. And when you think they're looking, and especially when you think they don't. Because that carries so much more weight than the lists of do's and don'ts. You want them to learn right and wrong, exhibit right and wrong. If you want them to become resilient and strong and capable and caring and model human beings, then always walk in that direction to become the best version of yourself. And when you have your bad days, you accept them and you acknowledge them and you let them live out there, but always with the understanding that I can be better than that.
Yes.
That's the goal. Anyway,
it's all very well said.
Anyway.
Uh-huh.
It's been a day.
It's not that it isn't genuine. We're just tired.
No. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I don't know who you are. I don't know. Other side of the world. Glad to hear from you. Hope to hear from you. Glad you're hearing us. But I don't know you, and I can still say I care about you, and I want the best things in life to happen for you. And if any way, shape, or form that listening to some goofball redneck in Michigan can help you along the way, then God bless.
Absolutely. God can use all kinds of things.
Hey, you never can tell what's going to be the catalyst to make somebody's day better. So I hope in some way, shape, or form we can make your day better. So with all of that, I'm Fix It.
I'm Feel It.
We hope you join us in the future.
Until next week.
Y'all have a great one.